Okay, so hello everyone. I don't know, I might have to refilm this later, but I'm gonna try now. This right here is my new soolla bag. Let's see, where is that logo? Here it is. There you can see the logo. These are everywhere in art communities and stationery communities and other crafting and things like that communities because, well, I think for good reason. Now everyone has different opinions on what is worth it. Me personally, even though I'm just using this for like pens and clips and notebooks and stuff, having this has been really nice for taking all of my stuff up and down the stairs, because I'm someone who will like, okay, I'm practicing one thing in this notebook and then the next thing in this notebook, and it's like I want to have both notebooks on me, but I don't want to have to like run all the way up and down the steep stairs of our home to come back down to my room, grab my notebook from my notebook crate, and then crate as in like a little fold out bin that looks like a crate for aesthetic reasons. It's not actually a crate. That would be a lot of notebooks. I do not have that many notebooks. In fact, most of my notebooks are actually fit in this bag, which is really nice. But yeah, going up and down the stairs for stuff was pretty ridiculous. Sorry, I just realized I was doing this with my window open. Okay, this bag, it fits a lot. First, I'm going to show the notebooks and stuff I have. Like, I'm gonna focus on the main part, which is the notebooks and stuff. Let's see if I could take out all of the notebooks here. This is my one Hobonichi cover with just one of the day frees on the inside, because I really like the Hobonichi graphs, and this, I found it for a good deal. You can see that I've done some stuff in here. And this was a pin, but I snipped the pin part off because there was perfect space for a little loop. And I don't remember what brand this was, but I know I got it from Hot Topic, and it was a mystery bag, and this is the one I wanted. So getting this one was pretty nice little surprise. It's a cute little orangey, pale, peachy, fluffy dragon, and I really like that a whole lot because I love dragons. This is my main A6 Hobonichi cover. You can see it's been decorated. This was a commission I got from the person who I got this commission from has a lot like numbers and stuff. I don't know how to pronounce their username, so I will add it to the screen here, but I love this commission, and I really love it just sitting here every time I open the book to this page because it's really cute. It's my inkling, and then Fry, of course, like we're at, like, you know, I told them to frame it like I'm a fan meeting her, and I think it's really cute. I do think it's cute. As for this book, I will go on a little tangent to say that there is a lot of blank, empty, unused pages in here, especially towards the end. But I'm trying, and I do intend to... Whoa, there goes my pencil board just shooting right from it. Sorry. I do intend to use it and also use it more for, like, just, like yesterday, this is what I wrote. I love Mr. X and Deep Cut and Susie Deltarune. That's all I wrote. In Crayola... Speaking of, this was an amazing thing to realize. Crayola, just normal, water-based marker, like the big, thick, round ones that you definitely remember using. So nice for practicing calligraphy and like hand lettering. Like, genuinely, I would highly suggest it. If you just have some lying around, find them and use them. But like, this is just my A6. You can see even with a bunch of the pages not used, it's still getting decently chunky, so you know, that's nice, because I wanted it to at least look used. I didn't want to get it and then literally not use it. Because I've done that a lot with journals in the past. Because if they don't have the date pre-written, I won't write anything. Like, ever. It will just devolve into another doodle sketch writing practice book. I won't stick to keeping it like a specific theme. But if it has the date pre-written, I'll just skip to a page I know is blank. Yeah, like, if it has this date pre-written, I'm like, okay, well, the day of, I can just go. And even going back to write is easier when the date is pre-written. I'm an anomaly. I'm literally the exact opposite of every single other person. Can't stand undated notebooks, personally, for journaling or diary writing or anything. I'm gonna get to this in a second, because I'm keeping up with the notebooks first. This is my sketchbook. Oh, this is my sketchbook. Just, it's undecorated, really, because it's mostly for experimenting. What's a good page to show from in here as an example? Well, this is a good example of one of my more finished pieces. Kind of hard to get it all in frame, but oh, I don't know what that is. What's that? You know what? That was probably me trying to draw Leon Kennedy, like, really ugly on purpose, and it ended up as that, and I was like, that's offensive even to a character that isn't real, that I don't like. So, I stopped, but yeah. And then there's also a cat. So that's the sort of thing in my sketchbook. And then I have one final notebook. It is my A5 Tomoe River notebook. It's not anything special, really. This was from my Raiders Ink Explorations video. I keep coming back to this page and just looking at them, because genuinely this was like a really good spread of inks for this, honestly. To toot my own horn, toot it loud and proud, I did a good job on that video. But otherwise, there's not really much in here, besides lettering practice right now, a few drawings. I'm just looking what's a good page to show. Oh, this was some explorations of the anthropomorphic pens I've been drawing, because I do really like this like character design that I've come up with, that can be like sort of like this one was based on my Jinhao 20, and it's so different from it's the top of the nib as the bottom of the nose instead of flipped around like the other. I don't know. I really like character design. I'm not good at explaining it, but I like to sit there and come up with those little things. Yeah, so those are all my notebooks, and these all fit with ample and plenty of room. In fact, I'll take out everything else that is in here so we can discuss that, and I'm going to put the notebooks back in so you can see. One thing, I do keep my what's it called? My 3DS, my secondhand 3DS. Love this one. This sticker. I've now bought this sticker sheet twice, once from Etsy, once in person at a convention. Love these Pochita stickers so much. I will put the artist name on screen. This is just a dollar store cat sticker. And then, of course, a little design on the inside. Oh, right, and this has a Shrinky Dink Charm of X that I made forever ago. So that's cute. And I also have the charger in here, just in this little pocket right here. Okay, so that's my 3DS. Oh, and then the other pocket just has my anti-fouling glove. One clip from Daft Patience, a digit but in orange and a little bit angry, and I love it so much. That's one of my favorite clips now, and one of my favorite little stationery accessories. And then this off-brand Sunstar book clip, which is perfect. Actually, I'm gonna bring out the Hobonichi again. It's actually perfect for Hobonichis in the A6 size, because let's just open to a random page here in, well, one with 2 dates on it. 2 dates. You see the top 2 dates, okay. And then you just kind of clip it and then obviously spread it out, and none of your writing space is blocked by it, which is really, really useful. So this is my favorite clip when I'm writing in my Hobonichi. On top of other notebooks, obviously, but it does work best with A6 size notebooks. So that's that clip. Can't recommend this shape of clip enough. I don't think you need to buy the branded version, but if you find this an off-brand version like this one for cheaper, and you don't have one in this shape, I would highly recommend it as a very good clip design. Okay, so now I'm gonna finally fit the notebooks back in. Yeah, it's not a hassle or anything. They just fit. I do usually put the A6 ones on their side like this. The A5 and whatever size this, I think this is A5, oh yeah, this is A5, and then the cover is just bigger for the A5, obviously. These don't quite fit in, like, oh, that one fits in that way, kind of. Yeah, it kind of works, but it kind of doesn't, but they work just fine sticking out, so I don't mind. This is a pencil board from Daiso, which, they were all bent like this, and when it's actually, you can kind of see the curve. When it's actually in your book and you're using it as a pencil board, it's not that bad, but if you're just using it as like a clipboard with an extra clip on top, it's not great. I'm kind of trying to find a better solution than this, because it is quite bent, and I've tried to fix it and I can't. But there's that. Also inside of the A5, I forgot to say, is this cover, or not cover, sorry, this file with just added cardstock on the inside, so that this isn't a pencil board. This material is too smooth, I think, for underneath the page. It makes it feel really weird to write on, but it's just like if this was the page and this was here, it just goes in between my hands, and so I can hold the page down without getting hand oils anywhere. That's that. So those are those two, obviously. And then I have my file of sticker sheets that I take, not file, pardon me, my little pouch of sticker sheets that I take with me. I can just take out a few of them as an example. These were both from Miniso. Oh dear, they're going everywhere. The cat ones were both from Miniso. These ones have a felt texture to them, you can see. They're not like paper or vinyl or anything. These are both from Daiso. This is from Daiso. This is from Daiso. These two are from Daiso and are paper specifically so that you can write on them. They're really cute. I haven't had much uses for them because I don't want to like waste them, but I really like these as a concept. I might figure out a good way to print something out like this myself with like more my style speech bubbles. I'm just making sure they're all stacked. I'll probably cut this out. Dollar store kittens. Here is the Pochita sheet in its full glory. I haven't used this one yet. I think the last one I have has no, I've cut it up. I cut it up and used it for junk journaling, so it's empty. These are little 3D stickers of rabbits from the dollar store. Nothing special. Cats of a similar caliber. So yeah, that's the sort of thing I have in my sticker pouch. Just so I have stickers on me. And then I know I said I would start with and stay with the main pouch in here first, but I do have another thing of stickers, which is just one of these compilations of images, basically. And mostly, it's a lot of text stickers in, yeah, the text is mostly, I believe, Japanese. Maybe some other languages here and there. Yeah, see, there is some, like this one says Bulbasaur in the back, which is cute. Risograph. Okay, that one's actually, I didn't realize this one said Risograph. I've looked at this sheet like 100 times because I really like the colors on it. That's actually a really cool sticker. So you can find gold in these, but it's not as likely as if you were to actually like find truly curated sticker sheets and stuff. So it's like, this is okay in a pinch, but I wouldn't like go and like gas it up or anything like that. I have to get this little sheet back into my pouch though. Alright, so that's just the sticker pouch. And then we have the washi tape pouch. One thing is this stencil with like serrated edges in certain shapes. So please zoom in on that. Yeah, there, see? And as well as stencils. That's as good of a thing as you're gonna get. And this one is one of my new favorites because, gosh darn. So let me see. Yeah, there we go. You can see some of the little dots have little faces. It's so cute. It's so cute. So that's my washi pouch. Nothing really special there, but basically No, this isn't the main pouch. Finished. I have other things to talk about. Okay, the pencil cases. Pen cases, more likely. I don't actually, more like it. I actually don't have any pencils in here. These are the mild liners in the colors I like. These are Carapo pens. Kiritake brand. It's just a pen, but this, like a regular felt insert pen. But they come empty, and you just fill them with your own bottle of fountain pen ink. So this one has wild strawberry. Zoom in. Or not zoom in, focus on it. That one's wild strawberry, and then this one is Ajacai, and I really like how the inks come out from these pens. They're really light, like it's significantly lighter, but it shows off those lighter parts of shading a lot more, which is really, really nice. And then in the back I have, before I get into the pens, I have this, which I didn't even remember I had in here. It's one of the Ferris wheel press versions of the same idea that I just showed you. Don't buy the Ferris wheel press ones. They are more expensive for one than a pack of 5 from Kiritake. So, and then I have some sticky notes, Tamagotchi ones. I think these are characters that are in Line, the messaging app. I think they're like travel and some season themed kind of ones in a little, it's cute little book that holds them, so that's very nice. And then I have more empty washi tape. This one is of cats, which is my favorite, specifically kittens, which is even better. Another one from Annie Revo. I think this was angel hair, as in like the bunny type hair spelling at the end, I think is the artist who made these. I will put the name on this screen, obviously. And then this is one of my most used washi tapes because I dropped some. This is one of my most used washi tapes. It's another MT one. It's one of the first washi tapes I ever got. I love this pattern. I love the silver. I love the orange. I love the gold. And I also love using it just as normal tape. So as you can see, I've gone through more than half the roll. Because washi tape, I'm not scared to use washi tape. I'm just not, there's so much of it, and if I run out, I used how much of it, like for, oh, I closed this without showing you guys my pens, because I got distracted by the washi, but washi tape is just, it's nice. I definitely prefer washi tape over, like, stickers and stuff, because you can also justify it by saying, well, I'm also getting tape that is pretty useful. And like I could use, like if I stopped buying washi tape now and just used what I had, I could use up all that I've got. But of course, there's always a new design, and because there's always a new design, there's always a new one you want, unfortunately. Speaking of a new thing you're always going to want more of, fountain pens. This is one of the first times I've ever shown more than just a singular pen off at once. This is the collection I have right now. I'm trying to make the Jinhao 20 work. Mine dries out really fast. Like, I silicone greased it, and I still only got like a week out of it before it was dry. This is the Hongdian M2 in a long knife nib. I'm actually going to pull it out and show that briefly. I'm not going to go too in-depth because this isn't like a pen review, but look at that. Interesting. Well, actually show it. Yeah, look at that interesting. It's a really interesting writing experience, this long knife nib, for sure. Especially with the springiness of the Hongdian M2, it's really nice. I've probably said it's really nice like 50 times. But hey, these are my Twisbees, and what I have currently inked is Hope Pink, the first iteration of Yukidoke, which is the custom ink blend I made. I should just start calling it Snowmelt when I'm not writing it, because that's what the name means, Snowmelt. I did recently, I don't know if I'm gonna make a video about it, until I get more ink mixes that I can just quickly throw together on camera, but I did refine the ink mix of this. This one that's in this pen is Ajacai and Kirisama. Kirisama is discontinued, and as if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that, because I think I've mentioned that in every one of them. It's discontinued, but Earl Grey with watering down added to the ink. Surprisingly, you need more Earl Grey, diamine Earl Grey, to make a similar shade to the original that had Kirisam in it, and then a couple drops of water. Well, not a couple drops of water if you're, as I was testing it, I was using drops. It's about 0.5 milliliters of water in the whole concoction. You know what? I'll just put the thing on screen. This is the page with it. It's 5 parts Ajacai, which would be, okay, 5 parts Ajacai, 6 parts Earl Grey, and 1 part distilled water, which, if you are doing 6 milliliters, this is 2.5 mil, this is 3 mil, this is 0.5 mil. Pretty simple, and it creates this very lovely shade, which is nice. That's what's in that pen. That's not what's in that pen. That is the refined new version, but what is in this pen is the old version, which is pretty similar, bit more blue warm. I do think I like the new one better. So there's that. This one has lighter green, I'm doing quotation marks in front of it way too close to the camera, but, which is just Robert Oster light green, but like with water in it to make it lighter green, literally. And then this one just has unedited the Death by Vanillage in it. Because this one is a stub nib. This, in my black TWSBI, it originally I think had a medium, but I swapped it around with all of my nibs, and now this one has the stub, which is nice. So those are the fountain pens I have in that case, and then in this case, I have my more fancy pens. Now, part of the and I know you're saying, well, this is your take-around bag. First of all, if I were to take this out of the house, I probably wouldn't bring these ones. But if I were, I don't like to worry about it too much. This is the Sailor Pro Gear Slim in Grateful Crane with a medium fine nib, and this is a TWSBI Eco Smoke and Rose Gold with a broad nib. This one has Ajacai in it, because of course it does. In fact, this one is more than likely dedicated to Ajacai. Now, I haven't written it dry yet, so I can't, like, say that with confidence, but I think I'm just going to refill it with Ajacai every time. And then the TWSBI Eco has Autumn Oak in it. As you can see, that specific ink concentration is just so... Autumn Oak is specifically the ink that looks like that. I haven't seen any similar. There are absolutely similar out there, more than likely, just because there are similar colors out there. But, you know, when looking at the actual vial or bottle of ink, the way it sloshes around is like there's chroma shading in the liquid, which is pretty crazy. So yeah, that is all of these things from the main pouch, including all of the notebooks and the one sketchbook, of course. Then I can just fill this bad boy back up, easy peasy, like so. I like to put the pencil board on the other side, because really that pencil board is so bent already, it just kind of stops other things from getting bent. And then everything is packed up inside the middle. Now, the outside. Okay, on here I have from Bulgogi Studio this salmon keychain. And then from Tea Something, I have this Milky Way cookie keychain attached to the carabiner. Sorry, this is an acrylic carabiner. This was just a blind box cinema roll. I cannot remember the artist of this Mistress keychain. I will do my best to find them and put their name up at the end of this video. I'm so happy that I found this keychain, though, because I just wanted to walk away with at least one piece of Mr. X merchandise from Annie Revo, and I did. Sorry, my hands really like to make things frosty or steamy or condensation-y, or whatever you would describe that. And then there's these two at the end, and it fits perfectly here and just kind of sits and dangles, and I like it. I think it's quite cute. Then I have my two Penco clampy clips. I'm not actually a fan of these at all. They have their uses, but these are glorified chip clips. They aren't strong. The clipping itself is just little teeth, which can like rip up your page if you really like try to make it clip down, because it also won't do that. Like I said, not very strong. Well, genuinely glorified bag chip clips. Like, I wouldn't spend your money on these ones. I would get the Sunstar clips, personally. But they do work if you use like 50 of them on one notebook. So, if you're fine with having most of your writing space covered by a clip, I guess the Penco clampy ones are a better option than they are for me. And then I have my Fiskars non-stick, just generic, cheap, non-stick scissors. Nothing else so far in this part. Oh, that's a lie. Suspicious looking digital stylus. I guess digital stylus is kind of an oxymoron. It's a stylus. It's supposed to look like a crayon, but then it has this weird end bit because it's supposed to attach to the child's iPad, because the best one I could find. This is for my Switch. This isn't. I have like an actual Apple Pencil for drawing on my iPad, which is my drawing tablet. But that's what's so far in these. Like I'm not rushing to fill up every one of these pockets. I want them to naturally start to fill up. And then on the other side, that is the charm from my main notebook. We have, this doesn't have anything in it so far, besides, actually, that's a lie, it has a glasses cleaning cloth in it. Yeah, microfiber cloth. And then it also has, there's an Armorer's keychain, because of course there is. I can't go 5 seconds without there being something Armorer's related involved. Some old Pigma Micron pens, one in blue, one in black, one in the very large bullet nib. Then some, let me just get them back in. And then my favorite color palette of the Copic markers I own for just like quickly sketching and coloring. And then in this pouch we have these little boxes I have from a bunch of stuff. Lots of fountain pens and stuff come in them. They're great, and they fit in these pockets here really well. So this is like my main one. It's got a little washi tape cutter, a glue tape eraser, which is really useful. I actually sliced it in half so it would fit, and then I have another half. A pair of fold-out scissors in case I'm somehow left without my main ones. Uniball Zento that says 0.7, but it's actually 0.38. A pair of tweezers for removing cat hairs from my page without smudging my ink, and also for placing stickers. An X-Acto knife for general X-Acto knife craft needs, and then a ruler, a small ruler in the bottom that is only 15 centimeters long, which I use when making layouts or something if I need that. So that's that first little case. Oh, the only issue is these are a little bit particular about what way everything goes back. There, that works. Okay. That's the first one. And then the second little case I have holds all of my ink swatching tools. So I opened it upside down. So I have my Speedball B-nibs, B and some A. I believe the square ones are labeled A. This is a Horcoro dip pen with the feed attachment in a medium nib. I actually kind of hate this dip pen with a passion, and I hate using it. And it's already gotten re-wet just from being closed for a little bit, so I'm gonna go put it to dry, and I'm not gonna put it back in there. This is the holder I use for my Speedball nibs, because it's a little bit, it's a Bros nib holder. It works. It does its job, but it does stain, because it is metal. It stains the metal. And then, for this nib, which is the Kakimori steel bullet nib, I use this Tachikawa, which is already rubbed off. As you can see, it's kind of already rubbed off from me using it. And then, of course, the actual bean. I know this isn't the best way to carry it. I'm trying to find a better solution, or even just pad this little sample vial, but that's how I carry this bee nib around. Oh gosh, I just dropped it. it's okay. It's more solidly constructed than a lot of other nibs because it's not meant to be replaced. Then I have a pipette for dropping little droplets of ink on the page and then smearing them. A little plastic spoon from one of those just science experiments kits from when you were like a kid, that I use again for smearing around the ink. This little cocktail stirrer, again, smearing around that gosh darn ink. And this contraption made of washi tape and a plastic bag. Guess what I'm gonna say. Guess what I'm gonna say. It's for smearing around ink. It's for smearing around ink. It's all for smearing around ink because it's an ink swatching kit. So, yeah, that's my ink swatching kit. Nice and ready to go wherever I am in my bag. And honestly, like I said, I'm not rushing to fill everything, so that's it. That's what I've gotten here so far, and I think it's a pretty good selection. If you've continued to watch all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. I'm glad that you're here and you're spending time with me. Have a fantastic day, and I will see you all again soon. Bye-bye.